To math, everybody? Is it really exciting? I know, it's so exciting. You're just... Oh, we want to start with 9, right? 9. Here we go. So 9 asks us, write each set by listing its elements. So 9, x, such that x is an irrational number that is also rational. So it says x, such that x is rational and irrational. Anybody have an answer to this? Is there a number that's rational and irrational?
Zero. I said none.
There are none.
Okay.
There are none. Look, do you remember the box? Remember the big box? What? The big box was all of the real numbers, right? Remember that? And it divides into 2. What are the 2 categories? Rational and irrational. What's the definition of a rational number? Any number that can be written as a, look at the word, a ratio of integers, right? Can you write 0 as a ratio of integers? Yeah, 0 over any integer other than 0. Any over any integer is going to be 0. 0 over 5, 0 over 7, 0 over 8. You can write 0 as a fraction, as a ratio of integers. So it's rational. So can it be rational and irrational? No. You either can write something as a ratio or you can't. It's a binary state. Okay, 13, I think is what you asked first. So 2, 4, 6, 8, x such that x is one of the what? First 4 even numbers. There it is. Verbal description. That's it. So what is that set? What are the first 4 even numbers? It's not a hypothetical. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Verdi. That's fine. Does it work? There's many ways.
Okay, I don't know.
What'd you write? Yeah, what'd you write?
X is an even natural number less than 80.
Awesome. Fantastic. That is correct. Those are even natural.
Less than or equal to 8.
Less than or equal to 8. Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Totally fine. I mean, think about it. How many different ways are there to write any one number? An infinite number. Like 1 is 1 over 1, 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 4 over 4. You write it many different ways. What was the set builder notation? It's going to be x such that x is what? What's your name again? Sorry?
Hannah.
Hannah, yeah. Is a what?
Is a multiple of 4 greater than 0?
Exactly. Greater than 0. Or you can say greater than or equal to 4. You know, you can start at a different place. That's great. That's it. What is it? Irrational, yeah.
I had a question about that.
Yes. It's a lot like long division, but it allows you to find the square root of a number to an arbitrary. You can just keep on going and get it like as exact as you want it to be, as precise as you want it to be. But so on that one right there. Oh, if you ever see those 2 bars that usually meet, I use that as like new thought. That's kind of like my page break. It doesn't mean anything mathematically. 4 over 5 times 2 over 9. What do you do when you multiply fractions?
Oh yeah, I see what I did.
Did you cross?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just like did that wrong.
Yeah, so it's 8 over 45. 4 times 2
I said it was
times 5.
40 instead of 45.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, you go like.
You just go straight across. For multiplication? Yeah.
You don't
Not for multiplication, no. When you multiply fractions, you just go straight across. Any other? What's that acronym that you should remember for order of operations? Anybody remember? Yeah, PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and then addition, subtraction. So what should you do first on that one? There's actually a couple options, but what should you do first, Chris? Yeah, so this will be -2 plus 3 times 3. So -2 plus 9 equals 7. Yeah, that's it. Can you do the parentheses first? Is that something you can do first? Why not?
Because they're not like 0.
Perfectly said. There are not like terms. You can't combine them. So what do you have to do next?
Distribute?
Yeah. So you have 15a. What are you distributing this time?
The minus.
Yeah, exactly. 15a minus 3a. And then plus what? Minus.
Wait, plus 4.
Negative gets distributed in. You see that?
Oh.
Minus 9a minus 18b. Now do you have some like terms that you can combine? Yeah, you sure do. What do you got here? You've got 15a, negative 3a, and negative 9a. So how many a's do you have? 3a, right? Yep. And then what about the b's? 4b and negative 18. What do you get? Negative 14b. Yeah, there you go. 8a. Okay. 3x plus 2 over 5 equals 7. What's a great first step? There's lots of things you could do first. What's a good one? Kieran. Perfect. And then you end up with 3x plus 2 is equal to what?
7.
Yes. Yay! Subtract 2 divided by 3. 3x is equal to 33. So what does x equal? 33 over 3, which is 11. It's recording because you can't see it. Sometimes I forget. Negative 2 times 3x minus 1 plus 2x is less than 10. You treat this just like an equation, but what's the only thing that only operational difference? Yeah, Chris. Or multiply. By what? By what kind of number? You have to multiply or divide by a negative. Exactly. But you treat it like anyway. So what should you do first? One word for what you should do first. Yeah. So you get negative 6x plus 2 plus 2x is less than 10. How many x's do I have on the left? You have 2 of them, but when you combine them, how many do you have? Negative 4x plus 2 is less than 10. What should I subtract from both sides? 2. Negative 4x is less than 8. Now what am I dividing by? Negative 4. So what do I have to do to the sign? So it's going to be x is greater than what? Negative 2. Now this question asks you to solve and graph your solution on the number line. So you need your number line. What's the only number you really need on it? Negative 2. Open or closed dot? Open. There you go. You don't need to go berserk with the shading. I understand what you mean right there. Don't go berserk. When you write a number line, please don't put in too many numbers. I can't tell you how many times I've seen kids do this. I'm like, stop it! Please don't. Please don't. Stop it. Any last questions? Any last ones? 9, 10, 11, or 12? Take a look. Anything? Meg?
So for like 11 C and D.
11 C and D. Yeah, you're trying to find the slope? Mm-hmm.
You know how like this slope comes out like 0 over.
So on 11, you end up with, let me just write, let's just do one of them. 4, 5, I understand what you're asking, and 3, 5, like this. So when you're finding the slope, it's 5 minus 5 over 3 minus negative 4. But you end up with 0 over 7, right?
Is that
Slope is 0. 0 is a slope. What does that mean? It means it's horizontal. That is a slope of 0. The other one, though, you end up with negative 3 minus 6 over 2 minus 2. You end up with negative 9 over 0. What do you say about the slope if this happens? Anybody know? Undefined. What kind of line is this? This is a vertical line. Vertical lines are said to have a slope that is undefined. Undefined. Many of you did most of it. You did math correctly and then kind of short-circuited it on it. 0 is a number. Don't discriminate. Okay? It can have a slope of 0. Undefined, not a number. It's just a state of being. The way slope is defined, what's rise over? It's not running, so you can't do it. There's no change in x. Any last questions? Can you add and subtract numbers? Yeah, I hope you can. So if you're subtracting a negative, what does that mean? There's no trick here. Yeah, I like this. What does this mean? Plus, yeah. So this is the same thing as 5 over 6 plus 3 over 8. In order to add or subtract fractions, what do you need? Is there a common denominator? No. So if you wanted to build a common denominator on this, what number would you want? You can choose. There's many different common denominators, right? Usually, which denominator are you looking for? Lowest common denominator. What's the LCD of this one? 24. So what are you going to multiply 5 over 6 by? 4 over 4. And what are you going to multiply 3 over 8 by? Yeah, you have to multiply by a form of 1. Because that's the only thing you can multiply by and keep the value the same. So what do you end up with? 20 over 24 plus So it's what? Yeah. Then you ask yourself, can you simplify that? You can. Are there a few things you can do? In general, first thing, I much prefer fractions like this than mixed fractions. I like improper fractions. Why do I like? Can anybody tell me functionally why I prefer that? Hint: your handwriting sucks. Yeah, to unpack it and like figure out what it is, and also kids are really lazy about it, so I'll see things like this, like 115 14. You know, like I don't know what that is. You know, like just keep it as an improper fraction. It's fine. If I wanted to find the distance between pairs of points, or the distance between numbers, distance is always what? What is distance? Distance is always positive. So you can subtract them either way. You could either do 8 minus negative 4 or negative 4 minus 8. But then what do you have to do to both of those quantities if you want to find the distance between 2 points? Give you a hint.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you want the distance between two numbers, in this case, these are 2 points on a number line, you can subtract it in any order you want. What's 8 minus negative 4 equal to?
12.
Yeah, absolute value of 12 is just 12. What about over here, though? Negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12. But what's the absolute value there? Did we get the same thing? We should. Can anybody tell me what the reciprocal of a number is? What's a reciprocal? Yeah. Flip it over, literally. You just flip it over. The reciprocal of a non-zero number a is 1 over a. Because a is equal to a over 1, right? If you flip that fraction, you get 1 over a. Another definition for reciprocal, what you multiply a number by to get 1. What's the reciprocal of 5? What's 5 times 1/5? What's the reciprocal of 1/5? 5. The same relationship. If A is the reciprocal of B, the reciprocal of each other. So that's just another way to say it. Why do they say non-zero right here? What's the reciprocal of 0? Can you multiply anything by 0 to get 1? No. 0 times anything is what?
0.
So by either definition, either you can't do it, or can you put 0 in the denominator? No, generally you don't like that, right? Your calculator freaks out, space-time ends, black holes open up, error, 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 error. Side note, yeah, well, black holes are pretty cool, but I won't go into that. Or to divide by, if you're dividing by a over b, that's the same thing as multiplying by what? B over a. Excellent. You're going to do that a lot. Generally speaking, I don't use that symbol too much. I don't really like using it. You'll see a slash, or generally speaking, when I really like fractions written like this. I don't like fractions written like that. I want fractions written generally like this. This makes me happy. Okay? Makes me happy. So these 3 right here, please do those 3 fractions. Please do those, compute those 3 right there, 103, 104, 105. Please do those 3 right now.
Yeah, negative 35 over 26.
Negative 35 over what?
26.
Who agrees with that?
27, I think.
30.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
thinks
yeah,
it's
27,
who thinks it's 27?
Yeah, 27.
We got some agreement there?
Yeah.
Okay. What about 104? Who has 104 for me? Yes, Sadaya. I'm working on it. Sorry. What do you got?
I got negative 10 over 3.
Who got negative 10 over 3? Anybody get negative 10 over 3? Hey, look at that. You got some friends up there. Excellent. What about 105? Who got 105 for me? Someone in the back. What do you got? Okay, when you divide by 2, what's that the same as?
Multiplying it by a half.
Correct. So you're multiplying by 1 over 2. So that's going to be negative 8 over 18. But can you simplify that? Negative 4 over 9. Are we good with that one?
Can we do the work for the other two?
Yes, we absolutely can. Absolutely. So we think it should be this one.
I think we're possible.
So if you divide, dividing is what?
Multiplying by a reciprocal.
So it's going to be this times negative 10 over what? 9. So that's negative 70 over what?
54.
54. And then you can just keep on simplifying by dividing by 2. So it's going to be 30. What's half of 70? Over 27. Hey, it does work. Nice.
Okay, we were crossing.
No cross multiple. No. So when you divide, you're multiplying by the. So we have 12 over 5 times negative 25 over. And before we do the multiplication, because I want to avoid multiplying bigger numbers together, if you cross out the 5, what does that 25 become? So now you just do the, half of 12 is what? And 9. Oh, divide by 3. That's going to be 2 and 3. What's 2 times 5? And then what's left on the bottom? And there's the negative. So are we okay? We are okay. Nice. Nice. Okay, so let's talk about some money, shall we? Let's talk about some money. Kayla Kuhlbeck. I want to be the person who gets to invent names. Let's move on a little bit. How many people have worked with exponents before? So a to the n, how many times is a being multiplied by itself? N times. So a to the 7th is a times a times. How many a's are going to be there? 7 of them. The key thing to remember is a, in this case, what's the name of a? That's going to be the base. And what's this going to be called? The exponent. It's really the only thing you need to remember from all of this. So, probably the most common mistake in all of exponential experience. Meg, can you put your surface flat, please? That's fine. This. What's the difference between this and this? It's already up there. It tells you what the difference is, but can you explain it to me? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Robert. Right there is a to the 0 is defined as 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. It's kind of cool. Yay, we got 4. Exciting. Woohoo. Yay! Yay!
Huh?
You're so excited right now.
What? The race against. No. I got it.
Yeah.